Hi everyone, I wanted to talk today about an exhibit that I think is really important, and it's really about real life and what happens at companies and probably sometime in your personal life as well. It is on page 12 and it is exhibit 1.2, and if you see here I have my book. You can see that it is hopefully here the one about deliberate intended strategy, and let's just go through that for a minute because one of the things that will happen in business is you will forge a strategy, you will formulate a strategy at the beginning of a project, at the beginning of a company. What are we going to do? How are we going to, differentiate ourselves? What are we going to be in a cost leadership position? Are we going to focus on a certain market segment, geography, things like that? That is what is called the intended strategy. That is really what you think is going to give you a competitive advantage. So you've already done your analysis, your formulation, you're ready to actually implement that strategy. Now as we go over time, which is the deliberate strategy part, that arrow there at the top, that is meaning over time. So over time, and if you think about something that you've ever done, nothing ever starts the same and ends the same, as you can probably guess, right? That's part of life. That's part of things that happen and come up in this world. So we have the intended strategy. So like I talked about in the book, you intended to have a 4.0 at Northwood. You also wanted to do volunteer work. You wanted to work full time. You maybe wanted to start a family or something like that, right? And over time, as you get farther and farther into actually implementing the actions of the strategy, some of the things that you wanted to do will naturally go away. And that's the unrealized strategy. So getting into it, you realize, you know what, maybe the 3.5 is good enough. Maybe I don't need the 4.0 because based on everything that's happening in your life and things going on, you just have realized that part of that unrealized strategy will be a reduction in your grade point average. But as you're coming up, this emergent strategy comes up over time where, again, because things change. So maybe you meet a professor and they offer you a research position. Maybe you meet someone in your company and they say, we'd like to put you on a 2-year stint in Asia, so you're going to have to put your education on hold for 2 years, go to Asia for 2 years to work, and then come back and we'll pay for your degree in full. And we'll send you on for your MBA as well. That's emerging strategies that are coming up over time, again, because things change. Now we have the last piece, which is the realized strategy. That is what actually happens. So the main point here is that the intended strategy and the realized strategy are never the same, and they probably shouldn't be the same because you're learning and because strategy is evolving and changing and dynamic and never ever stays the same. That's part of why it's a great thing to learn and a great thing to talk about and teach, because it's dynamic. You never sit and say, okay, our strategy is perfect. Hey, you're always looking to tweak it, to change it, to have some things that don't happen because there's reasons they don't happen, and other things emerge and come out because of the external environment, internal environment, changes, management, people, new CEO, whatever it happens to be. Okay, that's a really important concept that I hope you understand thoroughly from chapter 1. Thanks, bye.